What do you say, everybody? Welcome to the Cubs baseball channel. Jesse Rogers, our buddy on ESPN 1000 today says that, and I believe him, that Alexander Canario is going back to the major leagues. So this is a significant roster move in my mind. And we don't know what the other half of the roster move is going to be. I've been trying to find out, and I'm not sure. So we'll have some fun trying to figure out what that looks like. The Cubs also signed a pitcher. And we're going to talk about Julio Teheran, what that means, guy that you recognize from the past. Just a quick update right here on the Cubs baseball channel. Like and subscribe. Give us a thumbs up. It's a great way of saying go Cubs. We try to get on here anytime there's breaking news, something going on. And obviously, we're still wound up with the way that series in Seattle ended. And obviously, the Cubs going for a road trip victory as they take on Arizona starting tonight, 3 games, 2 really late ones, and then an afternoon affair. So all that coming up right here on the Cubs baseball channel. Let's get this thing going. What do you say, everybody? Mick Gillespie here on the Cubs baseball channel. Love to see you guys in the comments section. And that's what's fun about doing a live show, which we're doing right now. So thumbs up to all of you that are watching live, and let's get this thing going. And look, the W's flying, and it's flying proud after a series victory in Seattle. Okay, here's the news, right? Here's what's going on right now is Jesse Rogers, MLB Insider, ESPN 1000. You've seen him on our channel before. He's an awesome guy. I'm just telling you, personally, like Jesse a lot. He's saying that Alexander Canario is coming back to the Cubs. So what move is this? What's going on here? He doesn't know, or he didn't say what the responding move is. Let's look at the outfield situation right now. Seiya Suzuki might be the best player in baseball. If he's not, he's, in my mind, one of the top 5 or 10 guys in the entire game. Solidifying right field, the power, what he means to the team. So he's fine. Ian Happ has done an excellent job leading off, but he's also been dealing with a hamstring issue. So could that hamstring have popped up again on him? It's a possibility, right? Cody Bellinger. Cubs paid a lot of money. We all wanted Cody back. I'm one of the cheerleaders for that. He hasn't hit yet. There's no chance that they're bringing up Canario to replace him. That just wouldn't happen. But Mike Tauchman, who was the 4th outfielder, who the Cubs told at the beginning of spring training, hey, you made the team, in his limited action, really hasn't done a whole lot. So Tauchman could be maybe a move. Haps, hamstring could be something. Maybe they're just watching the way that Bellinger hasn't performed yet, and they're saying we need a shot of electricity into this lineup. Now, one of the biggest criticisms we had of David Ross was the way that Ross worked in young players, and Canario was the prime example of that last year. Set the all-time record in Cubs history for debut performances as a starter. He had 6 runs batted in, and then we buried him on the bench again after that. And I think a lot of people were saying, hey, why not bring up this guy and let him play a little bit, right? So far this year in Iowa with the AAA affiliate, he's hitting .269. He's got 2 home runs and 7 runs batted in. Last year for the Cubs, in 6 games, he hit .294 with that home run and those 6 RBIs. And in his minor league career, you're talking about a .264 career hitter with power, 93 home runs, 326 runs batted in 7 seasons. I thought that he should have made the team instead of Tauchman. I'm just going to tell you that out of spring training. The reason I say that isn't that I have anything against Tauchman. You develop these guys, you trade him, obviously they got him for Chris Bryant from the Giants. You bring these guys up, you teach them the way that you want it done. And he is more of a threat to me in the lineup than Tachman. He gives you that right-handed power. He plays good defense, but he's your guy. And I'm looking at the roster on opening day, and I'm like, hey, how many of your guys do you have in there? I mean, do you really have to go out and sign all of these players when you have this stacked system of minor league talent, including an outfield that's loaded? So I'm glad that he's getting the opportunity if Jesse's right, and Jesse's going to be right on this. Not sure what the responding move is as we talk to you right now at 9:42 in the morning, but it's definitely a sign that the Cubs feel like they need him there. And the Cubs have so much outfield depth when you talk about what the AAA roster looks like. I mean, you got Pete Crow Armstrong and Owen Casey, who are two of your top prospects. They're two of the best minor league outfielders in all of baseball, right? Brennan Davis, who used to be your top prospect if you're the Cubs, is starting to work himself back. He, remember, in spring training, had a good spring training, got hit in the head by a pitch, and he's been out for a while, but he's starting to move back up. So you've got to find a spot for him, and so just with those guys right there, you're talking about a stacked deck. So we'll see what happens, but Canario is on the way up. Now let's talk about the other move. And I know you guys are already kind of asking about it. Julio Teheran. Julio Teheran, a two-time All-Star. He is a pitcher to me who used to, and I saw him come up, used to have one of the best wipeout breaking balls I can ever remember, right? And with Atlanta, 2014, made 33 starts that season, had a 2.89 ERA, 2000, and he was an all-star. 2016 was his other all-star season. He was 7-10 with a 321 earned run average. He's just been trying to recover from a host of injuries, right? Had a hip last year, tricep in 2021, shoulder in 2021, right thumb contusion in 2018. It just seems like pitching is always kind of a difficult thing to do and stay healthy. But the oddity about him this year is this. So you remember the Cubs had Carl Edwards Jr. and some other guys, CJ was one of them. I'm trying to remember some of the other guys that they had, but they were all on these minor league deals. And at the end of spring training, you can opt out of the deal. It's kind of like a new deal that baseball has where veterans can come in, sign a minor league deal. If they don't think they're going to make the roster, the team tells them they can opt out. Well, he did that with Baltimore, and his spring training was really good. A 1-1 record, a 3.38 ERA, and started for the Orioles 4 games and made 5 appearances. And in spring training, 13 in the third innings, only 9 hits and 5 earned runs. Did walk 7, struck out 10. So then the Mets come in and they sign him to a non-guaranteed contract, right? Makes 1 start with the Mets, 2 2/3 innings, gives up 6 hits and 4 runs with 2 walks and 3 strikeouts. They didn't like what they saw, and they immediately release him, designate him for assignment. So the Cubs are saying, hey, we'll take a flyer. Now, there is a connection. Craig Counsell and the Brewers had him on the team last year. So, he knows Craig Counsell. And honestly, what I think that the Cubs are kind of just hoping to have a little bit more insurance. Last year with Milwaukee wasn't bad. 14 games, 11 starts, had a 4.40 ERA, a 3-5 record, and through 72 and 2/3 innings, only walked 13 batters and had 50 strikeouts, and allowed 68 hits in 71 and 2/3 innings. So, is this guy going to be a game breaker for you? No, but with Kyle Hendricks not looking very good right now, injuries to Justin Steele, Jamison Tyone, who's, I think, about ready to return. And how many times have we talked about it on this channel? You can never have enough pitching. I think that's why a lot of you guys were like, hey, let's sign Jordan Montgomery. Let's sign Trevor Bauer. Let's sign, Blake Snell or whoever else, right? You can never have enough pitching. So this to me seems like one of those moves. And maybe instead of him starting, you use him out of the bullpen or or kind of see what what you could do with him as like a long relief guy. But he signed a minor league deal, and not a bad insurance policy. Especially, remember this, Saturday, the Cubs lost one of their top 10 pitching prospects. Not top 10 prospects, but top 10 pitching prospects, and Cole Franklin. Hey, what's up, John? What's up, Nigel? Good to see you guys. All you guys. Scott, thank you for jumping on here. Brett, all you guys, Roll Tide. And let's go Cubs, man. Let's get this thing going. Big game tonight in Arizona. But just kind of finishing up the thought on this is you lost Cole Franklin. And I think he blew out. And so I'm afraid that the pitching depth has honestly taken a hit, because I feel like he was right there on the verge of being an option for the Cubs in the near future, whether that be out of the bullpen or starting. It's a move that we talked about on here, because Cole Franklin was a legitimate option for the Cubs eventually this season. And so maybe getting Teheran's going to help you out in that area too, just more insurance. So we'll see what happens. Teheran's not signing him because he wants to hang out in the minor leagues. He's got, a 13-year major league career since 2011. Yeah, so he's going to want to be in the big leagues, and the Cubs looking for some insurance. We'll keep an eye on everything that's going on with this whole situation on Canario coming up. So, and I'll just run through my thought process one more time for you guys that are just jumping on with Canario. He's coming up, according to Jesse Rogers. So that Ian Happ's been dealing with a hamstring. Those are really lingering issues. I think he's done an excellent job. Honestly, Ian Happ right now, to me, is the best Ian Happ that I can remember. I love him at leadoff. I think he's played he's played good in the outfield. He's just been a force at the top of the lineup. And I think he's one of the reasons why the Cubs have one of the toughest lineups in baseball right now. So hopefully that's not it. The Cubs have done all of this offensively with Cody Bellinger not really hitting yet. So Canario gives you a right-handed bat that you can put in center field. Tauchman hasn't really performed, but he hasn't had a lot of opportunities either. It's not like he's in the lineup every day. So who knows, right? But you're not going to, unless Bellinger was hurt or something, I mean, he's not going anywhere. Seiya Suzuki might be one of the best players in baseball. Some could say he's the best one. And so, we'll see what the move is again, but that was what was reported today. And that's why I wanted to jump on and talk to you guys about it. So love the comments, get in the comment section. Make sure that you give us a thumbs up for jumping on here live with you, and subscribe, share to your Cubs friends too. As we build this channel together, and I got to tell you guys how much I appreciate all of you. When we started out with nothing and just kind of got on here and started to have our debates, even the guys like the Music Man that get in there and tell us he's a Cubs hater, even though he loves the Cubs, like the debates that we have in the comment section are what this whole channel's about. Like all of us sitting in the bleachers with a nice cold a beer bat or a beer snake that we've drank all the beers and we'll hold them up, having a good time talking Cubs baseball. So thanks, guys. And again, we'll be keeping an eye on all this. Go Cubs.